Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living here in Paoli, Pennsylvania. Wherever you are tuning in with us, oh, we're so glad you chose to join us today. This is a place of transformation. It's a place where we teach the basic principles of science of mind for whole and healthy lives. It's an opportunity to come together even though you're not in the seats. And by the way, I wore blue today in case you've missed the color of the blue of our chairs that we bought some time ago. And it's just wonderful to continue to be with you in so many different ways. Here we learn and we grow and we thrive. And we do our best to make a difference in our world, beginning with our own personal lives, utilizing this beautiful principle, the presence of God, which we adore, which adores us, the law of God, which is absolutely reliable and responds to us. So this is the foundation of our teaching. And so as we come together, whether it's virtual or eventually again in person, we just find wonderful ways to continue to learn and to grow, to continue to connect with that divine presence and to share it with one another. I'm so happy we just got to hear Django and Krista in that prelude. That was a couple of months ago that they were right here on the stage playing. And they will be again. And you'll be in those beautiful blue chairs again when the time is right. In the meantime, how good to spend Sunday morning with you. Now I would like to introduce our opening song and invite you to sing along with us. This is a song by Karen Drucker, and it's one that was recorded a couple months ago, and Emily Zoll will be leading us. So here we go. I Start My Day.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to start with I Start My Day, so if you could please stand up and join us.
join me in this opening treatment, spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. Let's know that we know that right where we are, love is. And today we embrace in our hearts and our minds the realization that love guides us, love directs us, love uplifts us. And we make our choices, we make our decisions based on this consciousness of love. Wherever we go, we express that love. Wherever we go, we greet that love. And we're always motivated, lifted, moved, and our whole being is that which is love. Today we make a choice, and that choice is always for love, for kindness, for compassion, and for all things good. Because truly, God is all there is, and God is good, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Mike Gertis. That was beautiful. Now let's have a word with the kids. Wherever you are you in your pajamas? Are you with your parents? Have you had your breakfast? I am so happy to talk with you. I really wish I could see you, and I will. The time will come again when we're together, but for right now, we're together in a whole different way. So I want to talk with you about a couple of things that I know about children. One is I had children, so I know about my own. And I always was so pleased and proud of them when any of them, and this was not unusual at all, when any of them would bring home one of the kids in their class that maybe the other kids didn't play with. And they'd bring them home, play with them. I remember my eldest son, Jim, had a little friend who stuttered, and other kids made fun of him. But he would bring Dennis home, and they became extremely good friends. I also remember about some other children that I hadn't met, and they were running a race in the Special Olympics. And several were far ahead, and one little boy fell down. And the ones who were out front saw what happened, and they turned around and ran back to him. Rather than continuing on and getting their medals, they came back to this kid who had fallen. And they lifted him up, and they walked with him, so they all crossed the finish line together. That's caring. That's putting other people in a very beautiful place, whether it's actually ahead of you or next to you. It's with each other, and that's what caring and compassion is about. Now, you're at home with your family. Some of you have brothers and sisters. Sometimes brothers and sisters can be, well, shall we say a little annoying? Are there times that you got in a little fuss with one or another of them because maybe you're a little frustrated, you can't go to school right now? This is the time to bring that caring and that compassion and that understanding to each other, to your parents, to any brothers or sisters you may have. Let's be so loving with each other, so kind to each other. And it feels wonderful to do that. Because you see, that's really our natural way of being. Now, this is when you would normally scoot upstairs with Reverend Mike. But Reverend Mike is here, and you are there, and he is sending you love. And, oh, we are both looking forward to getting to see you and hug you again when the time is right. When the time is right. We love you very, very much. Now, this is when we would often have a demonstration time. And that's when somebody has had something wonderful take place because of our center, because of our practitioners, because of living our principle, doing spiritual mind treatment. And we don't have anyone right now to share those things, but I know that all of you are having wonderful things happen in your lives. Please make notes because the time will come when you're here and you can share the wonderful things that have happened for you. So for now, let's simply read our affirmation together. Are you ready? I choose only that which is for the highest good of all sentient beings, and I eschew the love of power and mightily embrace the power of love. Let's go into a meditation now. Yeah? As we come to the very center of our hearts, closing our eyes if you're comfortable doing that, let's simply relax every muscle in our bodies. Breathe in deeply that fresh, beautiful presence of spirit. And exhale any doubt or concern. There is something beautiful taking place within our physical body temples, and it is the sweet and powerful movement of spirit through every cell, every fiber, every part of our physical, beautiful bodies. And that same loving presence is flowing through our emotions, bringing harmony and bringing peace, bringing deep relaxation. And that beautiful loving presence is flowing through our minds, balancing, bringing clarity. And so how sweet it is to come so deeply, deeply within our hearts that our physical, emotional, and mental bodies are integrated and become a clear, open, shining instrument through which spirit is ready to express and to flow. And so resting in this sweet presence, we feel refreshed and relaxed and revitalized. And we come even more closely to our center, where the presence of God is so loving, embracing us completely and saying, "Thou art my beloved one, in whom I am well pleased." Oh, how loved each one of us is, how cherished by the divine love of God itself. Let's just slip into that something so comfortable and so restorative, that there is nothing but the loving presence peacefully and powerfully moving through us now. And as we rest in this sweet, sweet remembrance of the I am that I am, there is nothing to do, nothing to think, only something to be. And in this stillness, in the sacred silence, as we each enter into the sacred chamber of our hearts, let us ask whatever questions we may need to ask, or simply request a healing or a revelation of some greater truth. But come with me now into this sweet, sweet sacred silence. Gratitude for the sweet space, gratitude for the answers, gratitude for the revelations, gratitude for being so grounded in this spirit that there is no doubt, no concern, only faith and clarity. And this beautiful integrated instrument, physical, emotional, and mental, continues to be a clear expression for spirit itself, to keep us in perfect love, caring compassion, wisdom, peace, and power. All is well. All is so beautifully well. And this is what we continue to choose to experience this day and every day. This is the last Sunday in April, and our theme for April has been All Things New. Oh yes, all things are new. Not only every day, but from every moment to every moment, all things are new. And today's talk is casting a vote for compassion. And the reason I chose this topic quite a while ago, because I do focus on what's to come weeks in advance. And at that time, I didn't realize that our initial date for voting at the primaries was coming this week. Well, of course, everything changes and all things are new. And here in Pennsylvania, that's been changed to June 2nd now. But the truth is, we are casting our vote every moment of every day for our entire lives. I'm asking that we cast our vote for compassion today. And as a matter of fact, I know that this is exactly what you are all doing. We've been moving through this pandemic with clarity, with faith, and to a great measure with grace and with ease. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, in his book Beyond Religion, says compassion is a marvel of human nature, a precious inner resource, and the foundation of our well-being and the harmony of our societies. Compassion, feeling with. We are feeling with one another. When we see the headlines and we see the numbers rising and we see the strife taking place around the globe, we also are seeing and feeling the beautiful ways that people are finding to care for and to lift each other. Neighborhoods are coming together in different ways. There's a neighborhood in South Philly where they always loved being together on their front porches, closing off the street from time to time and having a block party and dancing and sharing food. Well, they have that same intention. They have the same compassion for each other. They have the same intention to be connected with each other and to lift each other up. And they're finding ways to social distance while they are continuing how they care and love for each other. I was reading about some folks in Chicago who have come together in beautiful ways. The teens are taking food to the elders and to the shut-ins. And one gentleman spoke and he said, it used to be that Chicago was the most segregated city in the world. He says, that's not true anymore. We are coming together. Don't you see how new this world is becoming? Don't you see how much we're going to be taking with us into the new iteration of our world and our society and our humankind? Because we must take these beautiful lessons of open-hearted caring for each other and lifting each other and celebrating the heroes and those who just continue to give and to give and to give. I spoke with a young woman recently who was about to complete her nursing education. She's not quite done, and yet she's continuing her classes online, even those that were supposed to be hands-on. And she's already been told that she can be assured a job, and very soon. And I said, would you go to the front lines? And she said, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. It's very natural, you see, when we get to the very center of the center of the center of who we truly are as spiritual human beings. It's very natural to care for each other. It's very human to want to help each other. There's an altruism that was built in because we are spiritual, divine human beings, and we want to lift each other. And so we must continue to cast our vote for that which is the highest and the best for ourselves and for one another. There's such uncertainty. And isn't it beautiful to learn to live in uncertain times? Because what is certain, what is something we can absolutely depend upon, is the love of God. And it's imbued within each one of us because we were cut of that same divine cloth. Every one of us came forth from the life of the divine itself. There's only one life. It's the life of God. It is whole, complete, and perfect. There is no other life. Therefore, every sentient being came forth from that life. And you and I are individualized expressions of the one. We can count on that. That is absolutely certain. In these uncertain times, don't you think we need to remember that to which we can depend completely? And then we, as individualized expressions of that one life, have a very wonderful creative power. We have the use of intelligent creative power. And we utilize it every time we think, every time we speak, every time we have a feeling, a deep feeling that we take inside and make a reality. In our minds and in our hearts, we're creating mental equivalents of what we desire to experience in our lives. Now we are, as a whole globe, we're creating a mental equivalent of what we desire to have our world to be as we've moved through this, as we've gone through it, we are going through it, we are growing through it, and we are creating something, co-creating something so wonderful. We think about Scripture, choose this day whom you will serve. Are we going to choose fear? Are we going to choose faith? Are we going to choose our words so that we're not doing awfulizing? Are we going to choose our thoughts so that we're keeping them in heaven? So that we speak that which is true, that which is beautiful, that which is eternal. We must do this and not allow ourselves to sink into any kind of such deep concern that we forget who we are and we don't remember what it is that we're here to do. So today we're choosing. You know, in the Garden of Eden, there were 2 trees. Sometimes that second tree is forgotten. The first tree was the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It's not the tree of good and evil. It's the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The other tree is a tree of life. No question about it. The tree of life. Look at our trees around us right now. They're so green. They're so tall. I don't know how much taller they can get. It's spring and it's beautiful. These are trees of life. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil is simply a paradox, because there really is no duality. There's one life. But because we have choice, we sometimes eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which is what? Duality, a false belief in duality. Now, certainly there is polarity here in our world. And that means there's up and there's down and there's dark and there's light, and there are all those differences, and there's a male and a female, and we need duality, we need polarity. We do not need duality. And I am heartened to see that this sense of duality and the us and the them is shifting. Maybe that's part of the reason that we have this opportunity, so that we move from the us and the them to the we. And in French, we is yes. So we're moving into the yes, please. We're moving into the one world, thank you very much. We're moving into the what can I do to make a difference today in someone's life. In fact, starting with what can I do today to make a difference in my own life? How can I deepen my faith? How can I spend a little more time in meditation? How can I find ways to serve my own beloved ones and my neighbors and the greater world itself? But starting with self-care and being caring and compassionate with ourselves. Like, are we eating well? It's so funny when we're Zooming with families. So many people are doing this now. Everything is Zoom. We teach our classes on Zoom. We have our board meetings, our practitioner meetings on Zoom. We are zooming ahead by coming back and getting quiet for a while. We've had to slow down. The earth has said, please stop. The animals could not be happier. The air is cleaner, the waters are purer, and so in this quiet time we're zooming. Isn't that an interesting paradox? Times of uncertainty, confusion or concern, or caring and serenity. We have this choice. We get to vote. Am I going to be a part of the problem or part of the solution? And we know the answer to that. We're choosing to care well for ourselves, for good health and well-being. Are you taking your walks? We take our walks almost every day. And it feels so good, doesn't it? Walking out in the fresh air, waving to the neighbors, seeing dogs on leashes that we perhaps had never seen before. We want to be out there. We want to be where we can see people. We are people who need people. We're caring. We need this connection. This is why we connect with you here every Sunday morning. And Monday through Saturday, Reverend Mike and I share our love notes with you from our living room. It's so much fun to know that. I mean, we're imagining you. We see you in our own minds. You see us in your own ways and dressed however you wish. Isn't that fun? Take your walks. Do your meditation. Enjoy eating healthy. Good sleep. That's important too. But these family Zoom meetings, have you noticed, at least in our case, we're always sharing pictures of the food we've just made. We have a new emphasis here. Nurturing ourselves and each other. Getting creative in the kitchen. Everybody's cooking, everybody's baking, and we want to show you what we've had. Isn't that delicious? Don't you want some? Come on over, but not for a while. Meditate, pray, create, and play. Reverend Mike beat me in Scrabble the other night. He has not gotten over it yet. It is so much fun to play games. It is delightful to watch funny movies, old movies, to see people so much younger than we remember them last week. Let's entertain ourselves at the same time that we are engaging in the real work. This is the real work. We have been given a beautiful opportunity to continue to focus, to continue to choose, because that's all we can do is to choose. That's what we're given, the ability to think, to feel, to make choices, and to cast our vote every moment of every day. And so we stand right here at the corner of this way or that way, at the corner of fear or faith. I choose faith. And as we do, there's something wonderful about being around other people who are deepening their connection to spirit and to each other. That is the best epidemic I know. It's an epidemic of faith, an epidemic of love and compassion. It's easy to feel caring for the people to whom we are attached, those close family members and dear, dear friends. Genuine compassion is not about people's behavior. It's about cultivating a sense of closeness with the entire human family, no matter how some of them may be behaving. That is our mission right now. And we do it in small ways. We're not expected to go out and wave a big banner and ride a horse, make a difference in the entire world, swim across an ocean or something. We do what Mother Teresa suggested. She said, you don't need to do great things. Do small things with great love. Small things with great love. Take some food to a neighbor, knock on the door and run. Have fun with this joyous ways and means of expressing our compassion to people. No more us and them. It's we. And now is the time for opening hearts and minds to a greater good for all. Brother David Steindl-Rast said, I believe means I give my heart to this. I believe in the presence of the divine showing up with other people. I believe in my ability to make a difference. That means I give my heart to this. Let's give our hearts to each other. Let's give our hearts to a vision of a beautiful new world that truly does work for all. Mark Nepo says, our devotion to engage and to listen to life, this leads to a life of compassion and being with other living things in a way that lets them grow. We're all growing. Let's encourage each other to grow. This too, he says, is the work of love. And I think of a beautiful picture I saw years ago with beautiful little flowers, small flowers in a garden, and vegetables growing, just coming up over the surface. And right over each one was an angel going, grow, grow. And it's like there's a divine presence. Of course there's a divine presence. But it's as if it feels sometimes as though it's like right over our heads going, grow, grow. We aren't doing this alone. We are being guided. We are being directed. We are being protected. We are living our lives more fully, even in the social distancing, if we choose to eat from the tree of life, which is filled with passion and possibility and glory, rather than getting into this duality. Let's choose to live in a world that works for all. Ernest Holmes says, God is forever doing new things. And when we conceive new ideas, it is an act of the divine projecting itself into creation. Powerful words. It's the act of the divine projecting itself into creation. You and I are doing this. Who knew? You've known this for some time. We're being reminded of it now, that we truly are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the co-creators. This is the last Sunday, as I said, in April, and this theme, All Things New. It's time for us to take it seriously. Let's reimagine a world in which compassion is the norm. Healthy choices are the custom, and wisdom and love rule. Wisdom and love rule. Reign supremely in a beautiful new world that works for us all. Will you say with me, I choose only that which is for the highest good. The highest good of all sentient beings. As I eschew the power of, as I eschew the love of power and mightily embrace the power of love. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. And now it is time for our celebration of abundance. And if you were here with me right now, we would have lovely ushers passing our basket in order for you to share of your tithes, your offerings, your contributions. Well, there are other ways to do that now. As a matter of fact, there it is on the board. And so you can see that you can mail your checks here. You can donate through our website using a credit card. That's cslphilly.org. Or you can actually text the word GIVE to our new text to give phone number, which is 484-494-2219. So now that you know the how, let's talk about the why. We give to the source, the closest source of our spiritual nurture and food. And when we do, we are giving back to that divine presence and power that gives to us constantly. So it's a show of faith. It's planting seeds that make a difference in our lives, in other people's lives, in the life of this beloved center, and in the world itself. And so we give out of joy, out of love, out of sheer delight. And so we're going to speak our prosperity affirmation together. Are you ready? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
The song I'm going to be singing is called Planting Seeds by Daniel Nahmod. I've been planting seeds on the ground, watering them with my sweat and tears, scattering them all around. Guess it's what I'm supposed to do with my years. Funny thing is I may know what I planted, but never what will show. It always seems to be a perfect mystery. Whatever grows will grow, whatever thrives will thrive, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. Sometimes I still like to pretend I know what the harvest will be, but I always find out in the end it was never really up to me. Funny thing is when I just do my work and simply trust, always seems that life is looking out for me. Whatever grows will grow, whatever thrives will thrive, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. I am only one of billions of seeds. When all is said and done, I just do what's mine to do and let it be. Whatever grows will grow, whatever thrives will thrive, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow, whatever thrives will thrive, whatever works will work, Whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, planting seeds. I am planting seeds, nothing more.
Good morning. I'm John Zoll from your Board of Trustees with today's announcements. Thank you. And we have a very exciting set of announcements this morning, so drop your socks, pick up your pencils, and get ready to take notes. First, our new website. Outstanding work by everybody on the team, Tina Richards and Linda O'Neill and all the rest of the board. This new website is fantastic. Thank you to all of you who donated money towards it along with our grant. And we're going to tell you that it's the place to go. The new website has a live bar, which is an orange bar for live streaming. It shows you on the website how you can click Sunday morning and go live to our YouTube channel and all kinds of other things that Dr. Max and Reverend Mike are doing with Love Notes on the YouTube channel and past recorded Sunday celebrations. You can also request a prayer. Practitioner's contact page on the practitioner page. It has a calendar that's really neat, shows everything we're doing. You click on it, gives you all the details. It tells you how to donate, which is extremely important so that we continue to bring you these fantastic programs live stream, and that when we're all free to roam about the planet again, you can come back to Sweet 16 and enjoy each other's company. And it's just a really cool website. So get on it, spend lots of time roaming around it, and enjoy it completely. It's a fantastic presentation of us, our teaching to the rest of the world. Tell your friends, tell your Facebook friends, tell your meetup friends, tell everybody you know, and get on there yourself. Now, something else coming up that's really exciting, brand new in the Zoom age of today, which is we're going to have a Zoom social hour this Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. Now, what else have you got to do on Saturday night at 6:30 except join with your friends here at GPCSL on a Zoom call? Doesn't that sound like fun? And Payson Burt is our social hour host for the Zoom meeting. And right here you can see this is what it's going to look like. Don't we all look really good? Outstanding. So those of you that are interested in joining and seeing each other live, because I know you miss each other, I know I miss you guys, and I'm sure you miss me. Thank you. And so if you're interested in joining us, please email Payson Burt at paysonburt@gmail.com, and you'll receive an email invitation to the Zoom meeting, which assures that only folks that we want to have visit can come visit us. And on the slide, you'll see the details of that. Also, if you go to our website and click on the Zoom meeting for May 2nd, all the details will be on there as well. And don't forget that we have a special offer now for the Science of Mind magazine. Those of you that can't get to the bookstore to get it like where you might usually get it, there's a special offer being made by Science of Mind now that is electronic for only $9.95 a year. Now, where can you beat that? Full of all interesting articles and prayer requests and all kinds of news about Science of Mind International. So go to our website or our Thursday email blast to click on the link for Science of Mind magazine at a great price of $9.95 a year digitally. And then finally, our announcements. Don't forget that tomorrow night there's a foundations class through Zoom with Reverend Mike. Tuesday night there's a Four Agreements class with Dr. Maxine. And this Saturday, don't forget our GPCSL social via Zoom meeting at 6:30 p.m. live. And then, of course, our Sunday celebration next Sunday will be live at 10:30 as well. Hope to see you all soon. Hope you're all doing well. The board and the rest of the community loves you and wishes you only the best as we say to ourselves, it's a small world after all. Back to you, Dr. Maxine.
Thank you, John Zoll. What a delightful way to hear announcements. I trust we'll see and hear that again. It was wonderful. So, now we're going to have our closing song, which is Daniel Nahmod again. Love is my decision. So stand and let's sing the song together. Ready?
Please stand and join us in singing Love is My Decision. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now.
And so we go forth with the clear intention to choose wisely, lovingly, and compassionately our thoughts, our feelings, our words, and our deeds. And so it is.